Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Today is day 4 of 365 with T is for Temidayo. Welcome back. Let's do it. As always, we start every day with one pump of our testosterone gel. I'm using one pump because essentially, I'm a wuss. And I want to be able to do this slowly enough so that I don't feel like too changed too quickly. Part of the reason that it felt good for me to move at this pace was because I am an actor. And it is really important for me to be able to also still do the job that I know and love while going on this transition that is really important to me as an individual. I ended up talking about that at the second place that I went to try and get HRT at. So let's start at the first place. I went to 3 different places, like I mentioned in the first video, on day 1. First place I went to was Sun River Health. I chose this place because it was deeper into Brooklyn, and it seemed like, from what I heard from other folks, Hale being one of those people, like, this is a good place to go. So I went here, and right off the bat, it was horrible. Right off the bat, it was horrible. I remember being not necessarily misgendered because it wasn't like I had told them what like my pronouns were, but I think I was just being like aggressively she heard, miss ma'amed, and I remember thinking to myself, this is going to be a difficult place to try to expand in because they have already quite rigidly decided who I'm going to be in this doctor's office. I went in for the first day to go to women's health because that was the one that made the most sense to me. They had women's health, behavioral health, and then also like I think a little bit of tea, Joe. And then also I think they had like general health as well, like PCP kind of primary care. And I was like, I'll go to women's health. I went to women's health. It was horrible. For those of you who know, getting a pap smear, period, is traumatic. Getting a pap smear when you don't feel at home in the body that you're currently in, double whammies. Double whammies. Wow. So she gave me a pap, the doctor, after the nurse was playing gospel music and aggressively she-herring me. And I felt incredibly awkward by the time I even got to the conversation with the primary care physician, the women's health physician, whoever she was. Yeah, ended up literally like crying, tearing up on the bed while she gave me the pap smear. And then they were like, okay, so this is the context that you're missing. I'm so sorry. Because it's been a couple of months and I blocked it out pretty seriously from my head. The context that you're missing is this. When I signed up for an appointment, mind you, I live in a city where it takes a month to get an appointment. You sign up for an appointment and they're like, okay, we'll see you in 30 days. And that's the soonest they can see you. Sometimes it's more like 60 days. Sometimes it's 90. Sometimes it's 6 months. Sometimes it's a year. So when I signed up for this appointment 30 days before, I signed up for an STI screening because I like to get those pretty often because you should get them as often as you can, especially if you are sexually active. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go in there for STI screenings. Simple, we'll do HIV, we'll do like chlamydia, gonorrhea, that sort of thing. We'll do syphilis and whatever else. And I was like, great, that's what's going to happen today. So I'm thinking in my head, because back when I lived in a different city, they did what is this called? Saliva, and then they did swabs. That's what I thought I was getting. So when I'm in stirrups, all of a sudden with the speculum and the fucking probe, I'm like, oh my God, I am in over my head. This is not what I signed up for today. And I don't know how to stop this train because it's already chugging along. So that happens. Speculum comes out. I'm allowed to get dressed again. Horrible. And then I'm like, okay. And she's like, okay, so what brought you in today? She asked me that after. What brought you in today? I would like to start some gender affirming care. First thing she says to me is, okay, great, we're going to have you go to psych. And I'm like, I just want to start like a little bit of testosterone. I know when it comes to major surgeries, and maybe we'll get there down the line, I'm not sure. Right now, I just want a little testosterone. And the fact that immediately this went to behavioral health, in my head, I was like, great, that's a red flag. Red flag. After she did that, I was like, and after she was like, okay, we're going to send you to psych, I was like, okay, great. And she was like, we're also going to draw blood. And I was like, for STIs. The last time I checked, you can just do that with a little bit of saliva, maybe an anal swab, maybe, vaginal swab, and be done with it. No, they want to draw blood. So I go back to the nurse who was playing all that gospel music and aggressively she-herring me and mismamming me. And I'm sat in her chair once again next to her as she's drawing vial after fucking tube after tube. It's like maybe 4 or 5 tubes, and I feel exhausted by the end of it. This is why I stopped giving blood in high school, because the first and only time I gave blood, I was in choir practice later that afternoon and passed out. Don't like giving blood, especially not that much. So yeah, that happens. And they're like, okay, great. You're going to go to the behavioral health desk. Fantastic. They're like, okay, we'll set you up with a behavioral health specialist in 2 weeks. Wow, incredible. 2 weeks, not a month. The 2 weeks come. It's the day for me to go talk to this behavioral health specialist. I look in my, online portal. It says I'm getting a COVID test and then a COVID vaccination. And I'm like, hello? Because I call him up. Hello, so this is not what I signed up to do. I signed up for a behavioral health appointment so that I could get approval to start some HRT. And they're like, don't worry about that. I know it says COVID vaccination appointment. I know it says in person. Don't worry. It's going to be virtual. And it's also going to be, behavioral health. The day comes, I open up my laptop so I can log on to whatever video chat this is going to be for this virtual session about behavioral health. I see no link. I get no text. I get no notification. I don't get a call, nothing. And I'm like, oh, this office is incredibly disorganized. Disorganized. I'm not doing this with you all. That was the final straw. And they're like, no. We're so sorry. We're going to do one next week. The following week, it's going to be behavioral health, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be the real thing. We're so sorry for the mix up. Let's try one more time. I believe in the God of second chances. So I give them one more time. A week goes by. We're back. I open up my laptop, go on my portal, look for a link, wait for a text, wait for a call. Nothing. And at that point, I'm like, I have to move on. We're 8 minutes in and I haven't even talked about place number 2. We're going to have to talk about it tomorrow. Before we leave, though, I want to do a quick body scan. So I'm going to be right back because I'm going to change into something more form-fitting. Okay, I'm back. And I've changed into something more form-fitting. So this is what we're currently working with. By, European standards, the body is T. All puns intended. But this is not the body that I'm enjoying right now. It's pretty long. It's pretty tight to the frame, I would say. And yesterday and the day before, I decided to do the T on the backs of my thighs. Today, just because of how it fell off of the glove, I decided to do it on the fronts of my shins. I'm trying to concentrate the majority of the T to my lower body, just in case, like, if there decides to be a little bit of acne, like body acne, I can at least concentrate it to my lower body, especially because it's the winter right now, and that'll be easily, like, I can take care of that more easily, knowing that I don't have to expose it to so much sun, and free radicals and all of that. But eventually I'll probably include more of my abdomen and possibly more like upper arms, shoulders, chest, back sort of place. But right now it's living mostly down here. And also, selfishly, I want to grow a bigger butt. I love the fact that every trans person I meet has an incredible ass. And I want to continuously be in that number with my siblings. Oh, last thing I'm going to do before we head out, because it's already 10-minute video. We're going to do another lip trill because it's already day 4. And I'm on my period, so I know my voice is going to change and be fluctuating until my period. More on that later. Here we go. Because I am a singer, the part that I'm looking forward to most about my vocal change is having more lower register. The part that I'm worried about is having my upper register. So we're going to find out what happens. Tune in. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.